Alright friends, we are now in the second topic of the chapter 7, and in this topic I'm going to introduce you with the image syntax. Okay, the image syntax looks something like this. Okay, let's go into the body tag. Okay, let's go in the body tag and begin working on the code. We are working with this tag in this chapter, image tag, and the image tag has many attributes. Okay, and where do we add the attribute? Within the tag itself. Okay, like this image, you have the source attribute. Okay, and you have to define the URL of the image, and the URL of the image means the location of the image. Where is this image coming from? That address goes in the inverted commas. Okay, is this image located in the same folder as the HTML file or the .txt file, the notepad file? If the image is not located in the same file, what is its location? Then you have to come up with all those relative pathway, the relative address pathway. So if the image is located in the same file, you will write the absolute address. Okay, I will show you how to do that. If it is located outside the folder, different from the location of this .txt file, you would be adding a relative reference or a relative address. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. So the image source is equal to URL, the location of the image goes in there, and then you have the alt tag, alt attribute belonging to the image tag. This is something we've done before, and alt attribute is for example, any text. Any text goes here. Any text goes here. Okay, and then we go ahead and close the image tag. This is how it works. Okay, so this is the basic syntax for your image tag. And the alt attribute, as I was trying to explain, it specifies an alternate text for an image. Okay, if the image cannot be displayed, for example, you might have a slow internet connection, you might have a just internet outage or something like that, and you might have a low bandwidth somewhere, some part of the world where someone's trying to view your website. So, and the other situation is that you might have a blind person, a visually impaired person trying to understand your website. Now, how do they do that? They have talked about this before. They actually have software programs like screen readers. Okay, and these screen readers, they read out the text, the alt text. Okay, for example, and this alt text, that's the alternate text, is usually the description of the image, and then the screen reader would read out this text so that the blind or the visually impaired or any kind of impairment they may have would be able to hear at least what kind of image they could have been viewing. Okay, so this is called accessibility, and we talked about that before. And alternate text is a very good programming practice, and I highly encourage it. Okay, so then we have the width and the height. For example, okay, there is something called style. We've done that many times. Okay, and the style can go here as well. You just have to say style. Okay, style is equal to width 128 pixels. Okay, we have to be very careful about width and height, because sometimes, for example, this particular code that I'm writing out is for CSS style. Okay, and you have to have a class defined in the beginning of the code, which we haven't, but I'm just trying to tell you that you can define width and height of your image using this code, and I will write another code as well for width and height shortly, so that you understand the difference between width and height. Okay, this is width and height, and style attributes are also, you can explicitly define them within the next to the image, or they could be defined at the top here as a class that all images will have the same sizes. Depends on what you're looking for. instead of writing the same code again and again. Okay, the other way to write this was width is equal to, okay, instead of writing style, you could say width is equal to, use the width attribute, width is equal to, within the inverted commas, 128, okay, and height is equal to 128. Seems like this is a square image. Okay, all right. The best way people use is they use the style attribute instead of the width or the height, and it helps keeps things very, uniform and similar throughout your website. Okay, so all right, let's talk about the source URL part of the image syntax. If your image, I said, if your image is in some other location, okay, or if you have image within the same file, you would use an absolute link, something like this. For example, image source is equal to, let me check what sources I have. For example, this is animated GIF. Okay, we have to write the same name here with inverted commas, and this is the GIF image dot GIF. This is how it goes. Animated GIF dot GIF. You have to explicitly write that down. So this becomes your image source. Okay, and this is called absolute, okay, image address. Okay, and then we may have a relative image address. For example, supposing src source is equal to, I need to refer to another image here, okay, which is not located in the same folder. I have image examples which I'm working on. This is the HTML version. These are my images within the same folder. What if I want to refer to an image which is not located in this folder? Okay, let me look. I need, for example, image located in some other folder. Okay, I've come out of the image chapter folder and I'm in the images folder. Okay, supposing I just want to refer to this image. Okay, how will I find the address? Okay, how I do is I just do a right click and I do properties. Okay, I've done this before with you, and then this is the relative address. Okay, you can write all the way till here or just write till here. Okay, because both of them are located. Okay, if both files are located in the HTML1 folder, let me just Control C and explain what I'm trying to do here. Cancel. Okay, image chapter and images is located in the HTML1 folder. Can you see that? Okay, so this is all you need to do. Refer it like this. Control V, okay, slash again, and then write, what's the name of the file? Let's go back and check. This is the name of the file. It's called HTML world. And this is if I hover over the image, I should be able to see it's a PNG file. Okay, you have to write exactly like that, and the dimensions are already given here. I also talked about that before. The size is 143 kilobytes and the dimension is 402 by 402. Okay, so what you're doing here, that's pixels. What you're doing here is you need to make sure that you copy the same name. Okay, this is the information about the file. You can explicitly change the width and height using the code that I just described. But for now, I'm just going to copy the name of the file. The name of the file is htmlworld.png. Let's go back here. Okay, here, htmlworld.png. That's the name. Okay, and I'm going to close this. What happens here is within the body tag, you should be able to see this image. I'm going to show you. Okay, and so that would be your relative image address. Okay, but what if your image was located outside the HTML1 folder? you would have to type the entire pathway. What if your image was located an external web page? It's nowhere here, and you want to refer to an image that is an external image. How do you do that? Image source, okay, let me take the caps off. Image source is equal to, write the entire address, because many images are available on web pages, okay, websites. You can refer to the image by using its external image address, http www dot, for example, you may just take the logo, edupediaworld.com. I'm just making up this address, okay, and then in this drive, this address, go to images folder and refer to the file called logo, okay, dot gif or jpg or whatever it is, and then close the bracket. This is how, these are the three ways, and this would be known as external image, okay, external image or images located in another drive. It could be located in a completely different server or drive, okay, in another server, okay, not in your local folder, local storage space, but outside the computer in a foreign server, okay. So these are the three ways you write the source attribute for the image, okay. With this, I'm going to close this video, and next video I'm going to start writing code and start implementing it, okay. Hang in there.